Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This has been a long-awaited review that I am doing for you guys. I'm also going to give you a flip through, but I'm going to share with you Logic of English Foundations A and B, which we are currently using B. I'm excited about this review, guys. I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, I love it. I love Logic of English Foundations, hands down, just love it. Now I'm going to have to share with you why I love it, but I'm going to give you some background information. If this is your first time, welcome. My name is Morgan here at The Life of Tillmans. Let's talk about Logic of English Foundations A and B. So we started using Logic of English Foundations A at the beginning of this 2022-2023 school year. My daughter at that time was what I would say a new 5-year-old. Her birthday is in April. So in August, she was like 5 and 4 months. She did not know how to read. We were not sounding out anything, all the things, okay? So I hopped on this opportunity as I'm researching what we are going to do to teach my child to read. And I was super nervous about it because she is the first one that I have taught to read solely. My other two girls started reading really, really early. It just seemed like it was a lot easier. But we have found Logic of English Foundations. It's been amazing. So I have some notes here to give you some background information. First is Logic of English Foundations. The Foundation series is for handwriting, phonics, beginning reading, and beginning spelling. So you are getting an overall language arts type of curriculum when you start with Logic of English. There is no grammar. However, a lot of studies have shown that we should not even introduce grammar to our children until their 3rd or 4th grade. That's a whole different story, but this is a solid curriculum. So one thing that I thought was a little confusing is that it does not assign a specific, this is B, it doesn't assign a specific age for you to start. I think what typically is happening, and this is based off the Facebook group that I'm in, which is absolutely amazing. The resources and the help within this group are like none like I've ever experienced before. But a lot of people do Foundations A and B for their kindergartner. But there are some who do 4.5 years old, just turned 5, and they go through A and B then. There are also some who are working through like B right now and their child is in 1st grade. So it really all just depends on your child's level. Like anything else, it's all based on their skill level and where they are. A few other things. I have A and B here, but there's also a C and a D. So that just gives you an idea of how far it spans. I'm going to give you guys a flip through of both of them and point out some things that I feel like are super, super critical within this curriculum. But each of these books has 40 lessons within them. So by the time we've done, we will have completed 80 lessons. C and D, I do have book C. I don't have it down here with me, but book C also has 40 lessons within it as well. They are longer lessons. And then D is the same. There are reviews every 5 lessons to kind of give you an idea of where your child is. It also shows you what they should be working on. It rates them. Some things are less important as others as far as mastery. It's a whole process, but I love it. I'm going to show you guys in the flip through. I just want to give you like a brief overview of it. There's also an online portion that you can do with this that is used like as a supplement. If you need additional help with going through the curriculum, you can sign up for the online portion as well. They come in kits, huge kits, not overwhelming, but everything that you need comes in the kit. And I will say this curriculum, definitely pricey. However, it levels out with a lot of the other type of phonics reading curriculum that you will find out there. It gives you everything that you need. So it's priced where it should be. And honestly, to me, it is 100% worth it. Now, I will say that I did get these books, the hardcover books, which are the teacher's manual, on loan. I have a friend of mine who used this for her children and she loaned these to me. So I'm grateful for that. My focus was the fact that my child that I'm using it with is my youngest and we will not be having any more. And so I didn't want to buy it all brand new. However, I will say that the resale value for these books is through the roof. You will get majority of your money back because people really want this curriculum. Like, it flies out of the Facebook group. If someone places it for sale, it is gone within minutes, like claimed, out of there, sold. So if you're ever considering whether or not it's worth it for your money, the time that you spend using it and then reselling it, you will get a lot of your money back. It does say ages 4 to 7 on the back, but it does really vary depending on your child's skill level. I'm going to show you what you will get if you buy the full kit for level A. The first thing that you will get will be your teacher's manual, and that is this book here. It is a hardcover book. I mean, this is like a textbook made to withstand the test of time, and it does. You will also get the Foundations Student Workbook. You will also get this Doodles and Dragons. Now you have the option on the Logic of English website to put together whatever you want. So you can say, I don't want this book, or you can buy the whole package and it'll get you everything. You can piece it together if you find something used or something new. However you want to do it, you have tons of options. But this is the Doodles and Dragons. It's an ABC book of sounds. And then you're gonna get these cards. There is the spelling analysis card, and this basically teaches you how to walk your child through the Logic of English Foundations method for spelling. And then you will also get the phonogram and spelling rules card as well. This has all of the spelling rules that you will need to go through with your child. Those are the first few things. Then you will get these basic phonogram flashcards, and they're huge. On top of that, you are going to get the Logic of English. These are the game cards, because there are lots of games. I'm going to show you guys that. So you have your red manuscript cards, and then you have your blue book face cards. And that is just simply the writing that, or the font that is on the cards. And I'll show you guys this when I do the flip through as well. Some additional things that will come that I did not go ahead and get. As I said, I got the teacher's manual borrowed, used. So I did have to go on the website and buy the other pieces. But some things that I did not buy, which were for handwriting, are the textile letters, which is for the handwriting part of it. There's also a whiteboard, a smaller whiteboard that's like one huge line of writing on there. It has your baseline, your top line, your midline for writing, for handwriting practice. I did not get that either. We have things like that here already. But those are the things that will come in the package if you get the full package. Some other things that you will get will be these phonogram tiles, letter tiles. I have taken them all apart. They come in on big sheets, and they are like cardboard, like really thick. I'll show you more about that in the flip through, but you will get all of those, and I've organized them here into these boxes. That is it. That's what you get with the overall kit when you buy A. The great thing about it is you do not have to buy all of these additional resources if you move on to B, when you move on to B, because you will want to move on to B. All you will need for B, you have your teacher's manual. You also have your student workbook. Then you will have your whistling whales, and this is beyond the sounds of ABC. So this goes over additional phonograms. And another cool thing is that you get readers. Here are the readers. You have two sets of readers for Foundations B. I'm trying to get them all organized here. You have just your regular basic Foundations readers, and then you have your Young Artist series. So the Young Artist series are all written by young artists. So it says each book in the Young Artist series features a story by a children's author, Kimber Iverson, and illustrations by an emerging young artist, which is really cool. The children love these. This is really, really cool. The rest of the materials just move with you as you transition all the way to D. Okay, I think that's it for materials. Now I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you guys inside of this curriculum. Okay guys, giving you a few more details and look inside. So here are the basic phonogram flashcards, like I said before. And on the back, it tells you how it's used, and also gives you some information about it. Like this one says 2-letter A that may not be used at the end of the English words. And I really like these because they do tell you how to use them on the back of them. So we have not gotten to all of these. This is my pile that we have not worked with yet. And this is our current pile. And I just keep these with a rubber band on them and in a school box. Just makes it easy. And Mallory knows to grab her things and what to do with them. But here's everything that we are working through. These are awesome because there are a lot of sounds that I just probably didn't pay attention to, and they're pretty sturdy too. So thicker than cardstock and slick, so they kind of slide around. Okay, and these are the book face cards. We have blue book face and then red manuscript. These are game cards. So we play a lot of different games with this whenever it calls for it in the curriculum. This is also the pile that we have not gotten to just yet. My working ones, I'm not sure where they are, but they're around here somewhere. But we play different games for it when it calls for it. We have not gotten to these cards yet, so I'm not really sure what we'll be using them for, but I'm kind of excited to see because this curriculum has been awesome for us. So we have that. Okay, next you have these are called the phonogram tiles. I'm gonna open it this way. Phonogram tiles, and you will get sheets and they have all the phonograms on it. And what I did was just took these phonograms and I put magnetic sheets on the back, the sticky ones, and then cut them up and they were good to go. And I filed them in this. This is just like a tackle box for like fishing stuff. So I have a couple of these. And I put them all in there, and this helps to keep them all organized, so when we need them, Mallory can just pull them out. She uses this for spelling on our magnetic whiteboard. Okay, as I showed you before, you have your spelling analysis card, and it gives you all the steps and tells you how to do it. Quick reference here. You also have your phonogram spelling rules cards that gives you all of the different rules for spelling. I love this. Everything is right there, exactly where you need it for the curriculum. You will also get the Doodles and Dragons and ABC Book of Sounds. We go through here and we do different readings. So I'm just gonna flip through this for you guys. And it just goes through every phonogram. This is just the alphabet this is for A, Foundations A. It goes through each one and it tells you how they're used, gives you some little words to work with your child on, read it. This is a quick read. She loves all the colors and everything, the pictures. We kind of sort through that. So that was fun to go through. Here is the student workbook. I chose manuscript. You have an option between manuscript and cursive. So I actually got an extra book. So this one is not written in, which is perfect to show you guys. But when you first open up your book, it just goes straight to the lessons. And the instructions for how to go through this are in the teacher's manual. So you won't see much instruction here. Compound words, you can kind of guess what it's going to have you do. The whiteboard that I was telling you guys about for the actual handwriting, this is exactly what it looks like, but it's on a board where a dry erase board. So for this one, you can simply just laminate this page, or you can put it in page protectors or those other little wipe away things, and that way your child can just use those. Make copy of it, because if you take it out, then it'll take your first page out, but just make a copy of it and you can use it over and over and over again. So here is handwriting within the curriculum, and there's lots of different activities. I love that it's color as well. I mean, anytime you can bring color into a curriculum, that makes it even that much better. So more compound words, handwriting. So it goes through all of the lessons. There's different activities. Here's some more, another handwriting page like that your child can use. It gives you instructions on when to use it. Lots of pictures. Anytime you see this is handwriting practice, segmenting words. I love this book. Here's games. You play phonogram bingo. So many things within this book. It's just awesome. This is where they do read and do. So they cut this out and then they would do it. So she would segment this word, spin, and when she did it, then she would spin around. Super fun. We loved it. Go all the way through. Here's one of the assessments, and the assessment is basically just questions. This one is phonograms in the middle of the word. So they would circle the phonogram that's in the middle of the word, like desk, which one would be E. Within this curriculum, you do not refer to the letters as the letter names. You don't call it J or W, you call it Ch or W. And that way the child is committing that to memory. I did find that I had to remind Mallory of the letters. She knew it. It was just we were just in a groove of doing the sounds. And so that's what she was accustomed to. More, this is reading basketball. The instructions for the game will be in the teacher's manual. Phonogram matching. And this is handwriting as well. The different fonts that you will find in the curriculum. For handwriting, it starts with lowercase in book A, and then it goes to uppercase in book B. Some more blending games. These, you cut them out and do whatever it says for the games. There was another game in here I wanted to show you guys. Oh, here, phonogram board game. This was really fun. We just took like a little piece. We had like these little heavy heart things, and she would take this, roll the dice, whatever phonogram would come up, or the number on the dice, and she would move that many spaces, and she would have to tell me what that phonogram said, the sound that it made. A lot of times I would have her, like, say she rolled it and she got a 3. We'd start here. She'd have to tell me all 3 of those before she could get to here. So that was really fun. She loved it. There really have not been any games that we have done within this curriculum that she did not enjoy. It's all been super, super fun. Okay, so as you get to the back of the book, but you do have readers. They are in the back of the book. And the fun thing about it is your child gets to put the readers together. So let me turn this around. So this is reader number 1, and it has the instructions in the teacher's manual. Pages are perforated here. And they will take all of this is all reader 1, and then they will take the pictures and they will cut the pictures out, and they have to read what is on the pages here. Let me go to another page. They'd have to read cup in order to know which picture to glue here. Very, very fun. This really helped with her reading. So you have dog and wig, and then you flip it, and you have tag and jug. They have to read it and put the picture with that one. You have dad and dig, cap and cop, and then here are all of the pictures that go along with the readers. There are 6 readers within this curriculum, and they progress in level of difficulty. So now we have phrases, and you have to match the phrase with the picture. And every one of the readers, they have to read it in order to match it. So reader number 3 is dogs and cats. So we moved up to longer phrases. Reader 4 here, dogs and cats 2, more phrases. And then the pictures get more challenging, like cats in bed. So you'd have to find the cats. This is dogs and cats in bed. So she would have to find the cats in the bed and match that picture and glue it on. Reader 5, you move up to sentences, which is really great. She loves these readers even still now, so we do go over them often. It also gives you a list of high frequency words. All of those words that I showed you that were games, these are the high frequency words. You can laminate these and use them over and over and over again. I didn't laminate them, but we do use them over. I just have them rubber banded. Let me show you guys. This is all from A, and I labeled these. These are from Foundations B, but this is all from A. There are blends in here. There are the words, and I just stack them all together. And every so often we just go through these, and she works on her words. So high frequency words. It's really awesome. Okay, let's take a look at the teacher's manual. Hardcover, love that. Very sturdy, withstands the test of time. When you first open it up, it gives you scope and sequence, the things that are going over. You do not start spelling just yet. Go down, you don't start spelling until lesson 21. As I said, there's a review for every 5 lessons. Gives you all of the things here. Then supplies needed. I love that it tells you what you need at the beginning of each lesson, but really you don't need much. This is all what would come with the thing. There's crayons and whiteboards and markers, all the things that we would normally have. Here's your option for cursive or manuscript. One thing that it does, it gives you suggestions as to when you should use cursive versus manuscript. If the student has demonstrated confusion with direction of B, D, P, and Q, cursive can be very helpful in minimizing this issue. My daughter does struggle with that a little bit with these, and we just work on it, but I didn't want to start her on cursive just yet because she does struggle with her handwriting. So I make sure that we are looking at it, we go over it. She's getting a lot better with that. So review lessons here, and it tells you what your child should cover. So skills marked with a 1 should be mastered before you go on to the next lesson. Skills marked with 2 should be familiar to your child, but the child can still be working towards mastery. Then skills with 3 do not need to be mastered in order for the student to progress. So this gives you an idea of how to assess your child. I really like this assessment because if there's something that's labeled a 1 and your child is not able to do it, then that means you need more practice on it. So go back to those games. Go back and review the lessons over again until they get it, and then move on. You move at your own pace. I really like this curriculum. Speech tips, love it, love it, love it. Mallory's in speech, and this has been super, super helpful for us. And there are more speech tips within the lessons. So here are the phonograms you go over, the sounds that they make, just like they are on the cards. Then for each one, it tells you materials you'll need. So you need your Logic of English whiteboard, your tactile cards. The manuscript is blue and cursive is green. Then optional things here, different books and mirrors and things like that. Lesson number 1 had me hooked, y'all. I'm gonna go to it. Common Core Standards, if that's something that interests you. As we got to lesson number 1, and there was a mirror here. What we did in lesson number 1 is my daughter had to look at herself, say different phonograms, and I loved that because it was very helpful for her with doing it. So lesson 1, you're going to start out with the objectives here, materials needed. Then phonemic awareness, the kinesthetic awareness of sound. It goes through here. Teaching tips are always here. Multisensory fun. So if your child really likes the hands-on fun, they always have an orange box to give you additional ideas for that. Then you have a book list here, which you really, like I said, we don't, but this had some Dr. Seuss books. We didn't use any of those. Another box for multisensory fun, teaching tips. Then it tells you to go to your foundation student workbook. This here talks about the voice sound. So putting your hand on your voice box and feeling the vibration versus not feeling the vibration when it comes to specific phonograms, whether they are consonants or vowels. This has been awesome. Here's the handwriting section. And here are the instructions for the compound words, which is the first lesson within this book. So it gives you the instructions on what you need to do right here. Then here is your writing. It talks about the different lines. We have not gone through handwriting, but I have read through it several times and I really enjoy the approach, and I can appreciate it for sure. Going through more sensory, multi-sensory fun, teaching tips all over the place, y'all, all over the place. It's so awesome. Here is your speech tip, and you will see these throughout this curriculum, which is super helpful. I love this. Going through the lesson, so it always does your phonemic awareness, then you go into your handwriting, and that's it for these lessons. As you progress in the curriculum, the lessons do get longer. You will get to, so see, spelling starts in lesson 21, so let's find that, and I can show you guys. Let's do an assessment first. I want to do that. Here is review of lesson B. This is your review and your assessment, okay? So phonemic awareness, blend one syllable CVC words, 1. They should have this mastered by lesson number 10, okay? Blend one syllable words with the consonant blend. This is 3. This is not a mastery. It's introduced. It will be introduced several times over and over within the curriculum. Blend 2 syllable words, a 3. They should not be able to do that before moving on. Identify the initial sounds in words is a 2. They are working on it. They're aware of it, but they don't have it mastered just yet. They can still move on. So anything that's a 1, if they don't have that mastered, they are not to move on. But 2s and 3s, they can still keep going. Here is more of the assessment, and it goes to the pages within the student booklet for you to do the assessment. There's also handwriting assessment as well. That is your idea, and then here you get practice ideas. This will help you if for some reason your child did not do well on the assessment, or there's things that you really see that they need to work on. This is the opportunity to do that. They give you more practice ideas. They'll send you back. It says go back to page 29, page 39, page 49 on blending. Initial sounds, it gives you suggestions as to what to do in different games. Phonograms, practice on those. Review the phonograms with one or more of the following games. Here are all the games. And then handwriting. I'm going to show you, this is guess the animal game. Let's go to page 30, because I don't quite remember. Here we go. So it says guess the animal. And what you're going to do is, I'm thinking of a word and an animal that begins with the sound ooh. What animal begins with the sound ooh? So they would find lion. There. That helps your child with that. So guessing the game. You can add a challenge to it. It says encourage the student to think of an animal and tell you the first sound while you guess the animal they are thinking of. So you reverse the roles. Instead of you being the teacher and reading, they are going to give you one and that you have to guess it. So it really helps them. It switches their thought process and how they process the information, basically. More teaching tips, games all through, segmenting. Okay, let's go forward. There's challenge boxes, multi-sensory fun, and teaching tips. This is a quote day. So what you will do is add in some different activities. It says, have a great time where everyone whispers and tiptoes, like for quiet, okay? So that's where you can add in different things, maybe on a Friday fun day. Let's go up to lesson number 21. As you can see, the lessons have gotten longer. So now in lesson 21, we are working on spelling. So you have your phonemic awareness. Again, you go to your workbook for something. Then phonogram J, introduction of a new phonogram. Then you go into handwriting, writing that same phonogram. You have J Day where you do jumping games, jokes, things like that. Anything that starts with J to help your child remember that. Then you go to phonogram practice. This is where we really started to break the lessons up into 2 days because they're getting long. This is also your first spelling analysis. For spelling analysis, it goes through and walks you through the whole thing. I definitely encourage you to check out the Logic of English YouTube page where they walk you as an adult and the teacher through spelling analysis so that you can help your child. There are also spelling analysis videos for every single lesson that has one, and so you can just have your child watch that. It walks you through how to do it for the first one for cat, and then you just follow that same pattern for the rest of the words. These are challenge words here, the blue ones. So if your child is tired and done after the third word, then you can stop or you can keep going. More spelling analysis, and then you're going to do some reading and you're going to read the different words. At some point, I do not remember where, it tells you to pull out and start on the readers, but I don't exactly remember where that happened. Here's an opportunity for you to pull out your Doodles and Dragons book. When a new phonogram is introduced, that is a step. Lesson 25, you pull out your reader and it gives you all the instructions as to how to get your reader together. And then you have your child put the reader together for themselves. And they love it. It's a little book that they put together. Like, how fun is that? Okay, so this is the Logic of English Foundations A Teacher's Guide. Now I'm going to do a quick flip through of B. So here you have your whistling whales. This is beyond sounds of ABC. You're going through your different phonograms, same format, nice hardcover book. And then here are the readers that I showed you guys. Love the different readers. They progress in level of difficulty and they're just basic readers. What I like about these is that they are really geared towards the Logic of English curriculum. And so you don't have readers that have random phonograms being introduced to your child and they haven't gotten to that within the Foundations curriculum. So I do appreciate having readers available. Also, we use MasterBooks. Those have been great and they are recommended for additional reading practice for Logic of English because of the structure of the MasterBooks. So if you can grab those at your library, that's what we did. We have the first 2 books and Mallory reads through those and loves them. Here is your Foundations book. This is manuscript level B. And it's the same format, only you're progressing more. So we have our 2 phonograms, 3 phonograms. You have your games. We have not gotten to this, but I'm just excited just looking at it. We are on lesson 50-ish, 51. We're on 51 is where we are. Yeah, we're on lesson 51. So we're about to get into this one. This is syllables and we've been working on that. But still your silent E words here, high frequency words that you can cut out once you finish the exercise, and you can go over those multiple times. Still lots of color. As you can see too in this book, working on capital letters for handwriting now. So Foundations A is lowercase, Foundations B is capital letters. And by the end, they're writing sentences. They're reading here. It's all like amazing. They'll be reading this by the end. Your child will read those things. So that is Foundations B. The teacher's manual is set up the same way, guys. You have your scope and sequence in the front, information here, because you can start your child in B, you can start them in C, D, all just depends on their level. So definitely check the scope and sequence if you are interested in looking at the curriculum. Materials needed. Lessons 41 through 80 with assessments every 5 lessons, the exact same, your Common Core. This is before you begin. So for students new to Foundation, so if you're starting in book B, it gives you some things to go over before you jump into the lessons. And that's really helpful because you may find that your child doesn't need to be in this book. They may need to go back to A or they may need to push forward to B. So check this out as well. And then you go right into your lessons. Same thing, multisensory fun, handwriting, phonogram practice. And as you can see, the lessons are longer. Speech tips are still throughout. So then in part of your assessment is your child is doing reading as well. This is where we are here, lesson 52. Speech tips again. So that is the flip through of Foundations A and B. All right, now I'm gonna share with you guys why I love this curriculum so much. As I said before, I was super nervous about teaching my daughter how to read. And I was confident in her ability to do so. She was ready to start. Like, I knew that we could do it. This was not something that I was like, okay, we're just gonna kind of wing it. No, I needed something, I needed the structure. On top of that, Mallory also does speech therapy. She struggles with speech and pronouncing words. She always has. She really did not even start talking until she was almost 2. So we're battling a lot of those different things and I needed something that would help. So when I started researching online and it came up, I reached out to my friend and I'm like, have you ever heard of this? She's like, absolutely. I used it. I have it. Do you want to look at it? Do you want to borrow it? And I'm like, yes, because this is not something that you can go to a store and flip through. So I value flip throughs like this because sometimes you just need to look inside of it. So when I got my hands on it and I'm flipping through it, God was like, this is where you need to be. There are some amazing things about it. Again, the speech aspect of it, there are different boxes within this curriculum. They are the red speech box, and they are geared towards helping your child who needs speech assistance. Nailed it. I mean, can you ask for anything better as she's going through this process? My daughter has been in speech therapy for 1 year now, and her speech therapist is like, she has done amazing in just 1 year. A year ago, even just the people in our household, we were struggling to understand what my daughter was saying. And that was frustrating for her. It was frustrating for us. I didn't know what to do. But now it's like 10 times better. And her speech therapist is like, I've never seen people really progress this fast with just working with me. What are you guys doing? And I told her about this curriculum, and it's working. It is helping a lot. We're doing the work, yes. And I don't want to give all the credit to the curriculum because we have to do the work, but it has been a really amazing guide for us through this process. Another thing that I absolutely love about it is that there are games all throughout every single piece of it. Every lesson, every review, there are game opportunities. When you go through the review, it also gives you different reference points to say, hey, go back to this lesson to work on these skills if your child needs a little bit of help based off of the review guidelines. Love that because it gives us a point of reference. It helps us to know, okay, if she is struggling with the CH phonogram, where can we go to where that starts? If she's struggling with blends, where do we need to go? The directions are amazing within this curriculum. And you don't have to choose every game every single time. You can just choose one. You can do none. There are times where we don't do any of the games. There are times where I make up my own games, but to have them located within this curriculum, easily accessible for me, has been amazing. And we have not had to add any additional anything to the curriculum. There were things, like I said, for as far as the writing we already had, but when you purchase this curriculum, you are given all of the tools, everything that you need to be able to execute their phonics, handwriting, reading, and spelling journey without having to add in anything. You need pencils and a marker and maybe some paper. But outside of that, that is it. We played a few bingo games and I had some little bingo hearts. We used puff balls, easy things that you would already have at your home anyway. So there's no additional material that needs to be added to it. Another thing is I love that the material can stand time. We're not dealing with flimsy paperback books. We're dealing with hardcover books here, and you're gonna pay more for that type of material. I mean, these have been through my friend. Like I said, she's been homeschooling for 15 years. Look at this book. A good wipe down and it looks brand new. They are standing the test of time. I love that because that is what I like, long-lasting, long-standing curriculum. Not just that the curriculum doesn't age itself out, but that the material doesn't tear up before you get to pass it on to the next child if need be. Some other things that I love about it is that there are, within the workbook, there's activities for your child to do. It's very active, it's very colorful, as you guys have seen. There are things that she can cut out that she works on her fine motor skills. I don't have to do that. She knows how to cut on the lines. That gives this mama a break to sit. The instructions and the wording are all set up for you, so you don't have to figure out what to say and how to teach it to your child. Do I follow the scripts exactly? No. I read over them, which usually takes me maybe 2 or 3 minutes before we start the day, and I have an idea of where the curriculum is headed, so I don't have to try to figure it all out. Another thing, y'all, I'm gonna be honest, these phonograms that we've learned, there's some sounds on these phonograms that I had no idea they even made at all. Why? I didn't know I, E. I mean, yes, I can speak clearly and I know that, but just processing it and having to teach it to my child, I'm so grateful that they put the sounds of them on the back of the cards, and so there's no guessing. They give you word examples. There's no guessing. You know exactly what it says, the sounds that it makes, and the order that they should be in, all the things. It walks you through it. Another thing, there is a YouTube channel. This YouTube channel for Logic of English, it lays out every single lesson when it comes to the spelling analysis portion of it. So you can, if you choose to, have your child watch the spelling analysis and pause it so that your child can write the words and go along with it that way if you don't want to teach the spelling analysis on your own. What I do sometimes is I go and watch the videos as a refresher because you move through different words, the level of difficulty increases. I'll watch the video to make sure that I'm finger spelling, that I'm putting the right fingers up, all of that. The videos are 6 minutes or less, and that is the spelling analysis portion of it. Amazing. I love it. Now I'm going to share with you the app. There is a Logic of English app. There are actually two, but we only use one of them. But it's for the phonograms, and my daughter loves to get on there and just click. She'll listen and she'll find the phonograms and pick them out, and it goes through various levels, and it's free. You don't have to pay anything for that app. That's awesome too. And it's something that gives her some additional supplemental work if she needs it. It's fun. So even if she doesn't need it, she still enjoys getting on there. Now I will share some cons with you guys, because I do think that there are some things that people may not enjoy about it. The lessons are long. There may be only 40 lessons within each one of these books, A and B. However, you could easily spend 2 days on one lesson, especially if you're doing the handwriting. Right now, we are not doing the handwriting portion of it. My daughter is just doing handwriting, some books that we already have. However, I have kept our book A, and we're working through book B now, and we will go back and start from the beginning in our book A and do the handwriting. It's separate pages. So you'll have your spelling analysis, you'll have your reading and your phonogram awareness, and then you will have handwriting pages as well that are related to the phonograms, but you don't have to do those. You can skip past them. So the lessons can definitely be long. We right now spend 2 days per lesson, which is a great pace. If 40 lessons, you spend 2 days per lesson. Basically, you're taking a semester to do one book, which is the timing that they have set for it. So A would be like first semester of your kindergarten year, and B would be second semester of your kindergarten year, if that's how you're taking it. Now we're a little bit behind because we definitely took some days off, but we're moving right along at the pace according to the way the book kind of and the curriculum kind of explains it. Also, if you don't really like the structure within it, or you're not in agreement with how they teach the phonograms and in the order at which they present them, that may be a struggle for you. For me, it doesn't matter. She's progressing, she's reading. I am not that particular about it. As long as it makes sense for me and for her, I'm fine with it. Thinking about phonics, my girls, my older two, learned how to read in a completely different manner. So her learning this, it's been working for her. If you are accustomed to a specific method for teaching phonics, this may not work for you. So take a look into it and make sure that it's something that will fit for your household. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll put a link down below for you guys so you can go and check it out, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.